daughter. It's really not. It's a train throw for me.
Being comfortable in your skin. Folks will throw you the evil lie when it comes to their spell work in a toxic way. They gang stalk you when you didn't have to get physical. Speaking up for yourself, they said you mentally unstable. Or because you actually woke to understand faith. It hits different when God actually spend the block and you didn't have to pretend. Pouring into yourself, you wasn't trying to get discouraged. Folks try to humble you, but you understood that you overcame. Rainy days has different understanding and testimony they can relate to. Unconditional love started within. They try to make you feel insecure. Had a whole group of people, different tax bracket, trying to dim your light when it comes to your faith. But when God pours into you, wasn't a mistake. Your soul was never for sale, usually keeping it real. Unconditional love allows you to find whole on 1 second. I love myself not to dim my light. I love myself not to dim my light. You was dealing with gang stalking, and everybody's walk of life ain't the same. Wasn't doing it for clout, let on fame. They would never understand the whole on 1 second. God was showing you balance when it come to communicating, going within. Not to lose yourself when it come to better days ahead. How folks try to psych your free will when it come to your conscience in the most toxic way. How it took a group of people to try to dim your light because hold on 1 second, they didn't want you to elevate. I love me not to dim my light. I love me not to dim my light. I love me not to dim my light. Thank you, God, for being patient with me. They said that you're not attractive, but they was the ones behind the door at the end of the day. When it came to spell work, that was truly whack at the end of the day. Because real people at the end, they don't got time for that. It's truly whack. They trying to be comfortable in their own skin, dealing with their own pain. It be the train of thought for me. How folks cause trials and tribulations in their own narrative. Only rest the whole on 1 second. They couldn't understand their own weather, the storm, going within. They try to kick you down because you understood to be relatable. Pour into yourself, truly bother their mental health. Wasn't to get discouraged because God was really showing you balance, acknowledging your growth. That ain't just different when it come to confidence. You know, it's more so talk was cheap. Folks had to play IOU at the end of the day. Only rest they didn't have the taxes when it came to hold on 1 second. God actually got to tab that ass.
No, it's train throw for me. How you playing with spirit and you can't deal with your own work?
That return back to sender that actually works. It be the train of thought for me. How it take this person, this person, that person to go up against one person who truly got potential. You know, first of all, it was never competition when someone's in their own lane when it comes to elevation, overcoming the storm that you can relate to. When they have to get physical. I'm Naya, Janelle Respect. And my content is not for everyone. It's not. To the genuine ones with no misintentions, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I truly hope that you continue to find peace within regards to who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey. Someone didn't know how to love you, respect you, protect you. But when the right people walk into your life, they don't send you the evil lie, or let alone kick you down good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, putting you in competition.
No, it's a train throw, man. They damn sure ain't playing with spirit. Hello, we are all not the same.
Made you look, neighbor. Dang. Our blood type damn sure wasn't the same. You had so much hate in your vision at the end of the day. It took this person, that person to create a hate train going up against one person that, hold on 1 second, that you said was mentally unstable. That's a train of thought for me. How you playing verse psychology, mind games. You trying to control the narrative of someone else's life because they understood the beat they sell.
No, it's a train throw for me.
How this type of stuff actually happens. You ever outgrew the old? Wasn't running from your past? Folks in the background throwing smoke in a toxic way, but self-love truly can truly last? I may not make sense to the average person, but never give up on yourself when someone says you're not worthy of choosing you. That ain't just different. Love is real, love is one of a kind. What the right one truly feel? I chose me, you wanted to discourage me. I chose me to feel that, hold on 1 second, you try to humble me. I wasn't trying to get lost in your words, but you was truly pretending. Only realized that, hold on 1 second, God allowed me to see my reflection. Poetry, my style. Naya Janelle Respect. My content is not for everyone. And that's okay. Wow. That energy is different. When you actually pour into yourself, that balance is different. They would never understand growth when it comes to, hold on 1 second, God was truly showing you the pieces. God gave you balance to acknowledge your worth. You don't pray the same as the average person, but God truly showed you your growth. That maturity has different, overcoming the storm they couldn't relate to. Going within an unconditional love, it did hurt. Because you had to find you, not to lose you. Because you was almost losing you another day, only as to hold on 1 second, God allowed you to understand your intuition. You know, healing childhood trauma going into your adulthood, they would never understand that balance that God allowed you to see while God restored you. That testimony hits different. You have folks in the outside world that you didn't even have to know, projecting spoken in a toxic way. You have folks trying to distract you right to left, but God was showing you knowledge when it comes to power. It started within. That hand is just different. How God was showing you right from your left. You didn't have to dibble and dabble with sport, and I say that respectfully to understand your reflection. How folks in different tax brackets try to shortchange you, all because, hold on 1 second, you ain't have to be equal with your neighbor. You know, dibble and dabble with sport to catch a fair one.
No, it's a trade over me. I don't want to fight you with, son of a... It's a trade over me.
Folks with those sport at you in a toxic way, they can't wait to knuckle up with you at the end of the day, all because of the fact that you're speaking truth. Or because, hold on 1 second, it bothers their mental health when it comes to keeping it real.
No, it's a trade over me. I don't owe you nothing. I love myself, not the dim my light. I love myself, not the dim my light. I love myself, not the dim my light. Thank you, God, for being patient with me. Thank you, God, for being patient with me.
You know, being authentic, that rhythm is different. I was stepping with God. I ain't have to lie. I ain't have to get physical when you told so many lies. I wasn't running from my past. It bothers your mental health. But hold on 1 second. We don't pray the same. Didn't have to pretend. We actually knew how to respect my neighbor. You're sending me the evil lie. I love myself. You're sending me the evil lie. I love myself. You're sending me the evil lie. I love myself. Damn, neighbor, we not the same. Nah, we not the same. You tried to antagonize me to get out of character. You wanted me to be the monster, losing myself, because I truly had the potential. Being authentic, never was in competition with someone I didn't know.
No, it's a trade for me. I ain't have to know you or nothing today. It's a trade though for me.
When it comes to growth. Wow. The energy is different. Today is currently September 21st.
Fake love, hold on 1 second. You try to kick it with me? Neighbor, 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 neighbor. Keep your negative energy over there. Keep your negative energy over there. You know that fake love.
How folks will try to humble you, love. Or because you understand and be comfortable in your own skin. Folks project the insecurity problems on you. Or because it was one-sided when it came to the emotions. Hold on 1 second, they truly was unstable. They truly was unstable. Because ain't nobody going to project the insecurity on you. And especially can't root for you. Something's really going on with them mentally. And especially when they got to dibble and dabble with sport in a toxic way to make you feel like you're supposed to be mentally unstable. You know, that diagnosis that the doctor didn't give you. How they said that you're mentally unstable.
No, it's a trade though, because everybody has good and bad days and misunderstanding days, but I still know how to respect my neighbor.
How folks be in the background plotting to hurt you. Trying to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. Trying to shortchange you when it comes to maturing. That ain't just different. When they said that you was truly corny.
No, it's a trade though, if you're not for me, you gotta keep it pushing. Hello? Said one day at a time, don't dim your light. One day at a time, don't dim your light. One day at a time, don't dim your light. Love yourself, don't dim your light.
You know when you was far from a crash out. Folks couldn't understand you. To stand by your side, to be emotionally mature. They said get your life together, but hold on 1 second. You wasn't trying to hurt yourself with words. Far from pretending. The energy is different. Imagine the right people walking into your life. They actually know how to treat you right, not to overlook you. They don't send the evil lie. The energy is different. When the right people walk into your life, they not sending spoken in a toxic way. Good day, bad day, all misunderstanding day, let alone energy harvesting off your energy, and especially when you're a child of God, truly having potentials. God was known for self-likes and views of cloud chasing or fame. They would never understand how you stand before yourself today. You're supposed to be uncomfortable in your skin at the end of the day, because they was throwing so much spell work. They was sending the evil lie with all their lies. How you had your next door neighbor, different tags, but at the end of the day, putting spell work right at your door. Didn't matter who door frame it was that day. That's what it sounded like in the halls. It be trying to throw for me when you wasn't trying to stay yourself wrong. How folks throwing spoken in a toxic way. They swear that they controlling the narrative, but hold on 1 second. I never knew it was a crime to go outside. When God didn't make a mistake, when God said, hold on 1 second, it's okay to elevate.
And get some fresh air in the trade off of me.
You know, my content is not for everybody. You know, gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views, or clout chasing or fame. How folks will say that they're projecting spell work on you, or folks will try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, or project a hate crime towards you so you can live in fear and not love yourself at the end of the day. How they would do things so you won't even understand your own reflection. You ever respected someone at the end of the day? And this whole entire time they had jealousy, hate, and it had jealousy, hate, and envy in their vein, but your mindset was not like that. Even when it comes to today, you understood why you walk away from certain conversations. You ain't have to knuckle up with somebody at the end of the day that you wasn't competing with. It's a train of thought for me. You damn sure was no professional boxer.
Because it wasn't putting no money in your goddamn pocket. Hello, what's wrong with these people?
How folks are trying to get you out of character, ready to knuckle up with you at the end of the day, all because you speaking up for yourself. Huh?
It's a trade off of me.
Somebody will want to fight you because you're being real. Or because of the fact they said that you're mentally unstable. But hold on 1 second. They forgot their own clarity when it comes to being real.
Hold on, what is wrong with you?
How they projecting a sideboard jacket on you. But they the ones who truly need at the end of it to be comfortable in their own skin. Because they out here disturbing the peace, bothering innocent people, trying to rob them mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. How you energy harvesting off someone's energy can't even take accountability for your actions. When it comes to your growth, actually maturing. You're acting your shoe size, not your body weight. Hold on 1 second, then now your tax bracket.
It's a trade off of me.
You know, someone will be so jealous of you if you know them or not. Someone will send you the evil lie. And you don't have to know them or not. Someone will get somebody from your past, pay them off, or whatever the case may be, or even have your next door neighbor in different tax brackets, gang stalking you, keeping tabs on your every move. You don't even have to know anybody or not for someone to try to bring harm towards you or rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, or even energy harvest off your energy. How someone will tell your next move, or how someone will be eavesdropping, or someone will hack your devices, your emails, your accounts, or your devices, whatever they felt comfortable that day, but then they sat there and said that you were mentally unstable.
Now, it's a trade off that you weird. Something wrong with you. First of all, hello.
You know, real people that deal with things every single day, they don't have time to participate in gang stalking.
No, it's a trade off me. They got better shit to do. First of all, they're far from a follower. That's number one.
And number two, they ain't trying to kick the next person down to get physical. They ain't trying to kick someone down not to maintain a smile. The energy is different when it comes to maturing. Didn't matter if they had money in their pocket on a rainy day, because they wouldn't want someone to do that to them. Everybody don't have a heart at the end of the day. But when you got genuine people in your life, they truly know how to respect you, not to pretend. Something they wasn't running from was their reflection. They understood healing, trauma, and pain is not going to be an easy or overnight process. But putting that footwork in, someone allow themselves to actually heal. They still being patient with time and day when they truly fall from mentally ill, regardless of keeping poverty and pain. They knew how to respect their name, not to pretend. We all may not pray the same. But hold on 1 second. Respect a two-way street.
No, it's a trade off. You ought to be yourself with no misintentions.
You know, I may not make sense to the average person, and that's okay. You know, gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views, clout chasing or fame. How a man or a woman will threaten your life and say that your voice doesn't matter, and they're going to make sure that your voice doesn't get heard. They're going to make sure that you're not seen in the light of being intelligent or being smart or being loved or respected at the end of the day, because they want to destroy your character traits. Not everybody operates that way. Because a real man or woman at the end of the day, when they come into your life, respects a two-way street. You know, no mother or father or loved one should lose a child because someone has jealousy, envy, or hate within them. And I say that respectfully. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You know, my content is not for everyone. Gang stalking is real to your household. You got individuals you don't even have to know. They gang stalk you, blackmail you, try to get you locked up, even put you in the cyborg, or even use their documentations against you, to put you in a mindset so you can control the narrative of someone that you don't even know, or someone that you haven't talked to 2 years, and try to paint you out to be mentally unstable, or paint you out to be this type of person, or whatever the case may be. You know, my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. What's up, butterfly? They said that you believe in magic. The energy is different. I ain't talking about the toxic way, but you actually maturing today. You being patient when it comes to growth. Almost overlooked yourself when it came to a couple of chapters. But hold on one second, you truly woke. They would never understand how you elevate. That testimony is different when you dance with God today. It was days when you didn't believe in God. Only rest to hold on one second, you didn't have to get physical to understand your worth when it comes to your growth. They didn't know how to love you, protect you, respect you. Have folks throwing spoken in a toxic way and make them feel comfortable in their own skin. They was projecting a hate train towards you. The gang stalking was real. You spoke up for yourself. They tried to paint you to be mentally ill. But you overcame so many obstacles choosing yourself. They was behind closed doors at the end of the day, trying to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even energy, harvest off your energy, hide behind spoke in a toxic way. Did I say it already? You know those days when you almost got lost in your words? This chapter here is different when God was showing you at the end of the day, don't get discouraged because you are worthy of love. The unconditional love showed within. The unconditional love showed within. You know, because God gave you balance to acknowledge your growth. The energy is different. They would never understand how you believe in God's work. You didn't have to worship the devil. Your soul was never for sale when you have to get physical. You know, when someone tried to antagonize you, they thought that you was better than somebody, but that was never the case because you wasn't trying to catch one. The energy is different.
I love myself, not the dim my light. I love myself, not the dim my light. I love myself, not the dim my light.
They ain't know how to protect you. They ain't know how to love you, respect you, taking your kindness to weakness. This type of stuff actually happens to folks at the end of the day. Wow. All because you're trying to become your best self, visiting yourself. It didn't matter if you was an entrepreneur or not. You know, that actor, that rapper. It'd be the train of thought for me. You know, that poet. You know, that artist. It's the train of thought for me. What did it have to mean at the end of the day? You had to be that judge. Nah. To discourage somebody. Did you have to be a nurse? Even in politics, it'd be the train of thought for me. Just comfortable in your own skin. Because you know a title is just going to be a title. But to fulfill a title at the end of the day, the real recognized real. They ain't have to switch up having a heart. Didn't have to pretend.
Not being authentic.
Wow. What's up, butterfly? You know they say breathe. But you're breathing. You ever been in those situations where someone's trying to calm you down because you're overly whelmed at the moment? Or you're just trying to figure out your mental health, but you know you're okay. But your heart is just pacing so fast. They can't relate. All the pointless conversations, homie, about the hold on 1 second. I'm very so much thankful I lose myself that day. You have folks throwing spoke at you in a toxic way. They didn't want you to be comfortable in your own skin, but God didn't overlook you when God was really showing you that you are worthy. You know that fruitful cup that God poured into? You know that fruitful cup that God allowed you to acknowledge? You know when the devil let on the enemy was sending you spoke in a toxic way, the ones that was hiding behind spoke all their lies because they were trying to project the case. You know that day that you're supposed to get locked up, even be put in the cyber at the end of the day. You know, because they was plotting to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. They wanted to shortchange your mental health, saying that you wasn't worthy. I never knew it was a crime to be clean. How the disrespect is loud. It be the train of thought for me. You know, either you're clean or you're dirty at the end of the day. You know, folks still talk about you like a bad habit, like, hold on 1 second, I wasn't trying to catch a case. How folks try to blackmail you against you at the end of the day because you truly got potential. They say that you think you're better than somebody, or because you can relate to go within, not to hurt nobody.
No, I have the trade thought for me.
Because when you actually having a normal conversation with somebody, and they start to sit down and listen to what you got to say, they sit there and say, you know what? You wasn't bugging. I'm very so much thankful that you spoke up for yourself. You may not be the typical norm for certain folks' conversation, but I'm very so much thankful that you know your worth. The energy is different when it comes to growth. Maturing is different. Folks giving you the evil lie, sending spoken in a whole toxic way. But you have to dibble and dabble with that type of stuff. Putting in God's hands, God truly showed you balance. Unconditional love, God truly allows you to go within. You know, my content is not for everyone. You know, gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and music, clout chasing, or fame. You know, I have men and women threatening my life. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I never gave nobody permission to hack my devices, accounts, emails, or rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially. And I say that respectfully, or energy harvest off my energy. How individuals will play in your energy, and then as soon as you speak up for yourself, you're wrong. You know, we live in a spiritual world at the end of the day. It'd be the train of thought for me. And it's disgusting to see at the end of the day. You don't even have to know somebody for them to see you, send you the evil lie, or let alone project spirit towards you. How they would have you shadow ban because they think that you in competition competing with somebody else at the end of the day, but God had a better plan. Because you know, regardless to if you're an entrepreneur or not, when people are truly for you, they show up for you. The people that are not for you at the end of the day, they keep it pushing with their day, and they pour into themselves, and they're not sending someone the evil lie, alone projecting spirit towards their neighbor.
No, even straight though, because the devil's a goddamn lie.
I'm Naya, Junior Love Respect, and my content is not for everybody. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, and I always have since day one. Regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me, I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself or my peers around me, and I say that respectfully. I do not dibble and dabble with spell work, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. I'm Naya, Junior Love Respect, and I love to talk about love.
No, even straight though, I do.
You know, because love is real, love is one of a kind. God gave you the right peace. I don't mean narcotics. God allowed you to have access to someone's heart only because you wasn't trying to fumble that person. God was showing you the right step to the left step. The energy is different. Unconditional love is different. What a reflection. Someone that you fell in love with every single day, thinking, God, hold on 1 second, it wasn't a mistake. You know, when you'd have to pretend to love somebody, y'all both on the same page when it comes to being emotionally available, who would have knew the love of your life would truly allow you to feel while you truly keeping it real? You know, it went from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments, someone didn't have to pretend to love you, bringing peace into your life. Hold on 1 second. Someone truly showed you that she was worthy. Who would have known? You ever got lost in your words? But the love of your life wasn't trying to hurt you. It wasn't lust, it was real love. They ain't had to put their hands on you, love.
No, even train of thought for me.
Wow, you gained a lover, a best friend, a business partner. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. But when God's steering you in the right direction, they would never understand the pain that you overcame. You outgrew the old, wasn't running from it. That boundary is different when it comes to hold on 1 second. Self-reflection. I may sound like a broken record to the average person, but God works in mysterious ways, allowing you to see that you can weather a storm that can relate to gone within. That confidence is different when God truly allows you to feel while you believe in your faith and while you walk by. You walk by faith, not by sight. That energy is different. I ain't have to worship the devil to treat my neighbor right. The energy is different. You know, my soul was never for sale. Regardless of what I was going through, days when I couldn't see, my heart never changed. Only rest, hold on 1 second, the love of my life dealt with pain too. Two people come from two different households. The energy is different. God allows you to hold on for a little bit longer. When it came to certain chapters in your life, you had experience at the end of the day with this person, that person. It'd be the train of thought for me. That marriage didn't work out for all the right reasons. Who would have knew a goal would truly allow you to see why true love was truly healthy? You know, that relationship when it came to your past didn't work out. That marriage truly showed you at the end of the day, the next person that walks into my life, I truly hope that they're not pretending. Only realized the hold on 1 second. True love was never competition. Someone truly allowed you to see why you truly was a blessing. Someone trying to have a hand problem. They wasn't trying to shortchange you your mental health. You know, a little in your pockets or your eyesight. It wasn't spell work, but someone got your time and day when it came to your vocabulary. Even exchange, being on the same page. Someone wasn't trying to humble you. They knew how to respect you. They didn't have to pretend. They act the same way up close the person behind closed doors, loving you right the first time around. Who would have knew that God had a better plan? And just different. True love is not complicated. Because when the right person walks into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. They say fairy tales ain't real. They say there's no such thing as a healthy relationship. But when you're truly invested into somebody at the end of the day, y'all could truly be on the same page. Showing up for each other, not to discourage each other. Showing up for each other, not to switch up on each other. Especially when you're past them in your reality today. Being comfortable in your own skin made you emotionally available. Who would have knew the love of your life was trying to project insecurities on you? I'm Naya, Junior Love Respect, and my content is not for everybody. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstand day, and I do not live in fear regardless to we may bleed out the same at the end of the day,
But we don't have the same blood type, neighbor. It's a train throw for me.
I would never hurt myself, and I say respectfully. Always be yourself, no intentions. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child or a family member or a friend because someone has jealousy or envy or hate within them. And that person didn't have to do nothing besides be their authentic self. A mother and father gave life to an angel at the end of the day. A mother and father gave life to a baby at the end of the day. They was willing to say yes. I'm willing to accept this gift from God. I'm willing to accept this gift not to dim my baby's life. I'm willing to protect my baby, regardless of how old my baby becomes. You know, every mother and father is not the same. It doesn't matter if you're still in the same household or not. A mother and father, when they come together, when it comes to a child, they're able to understand that there is respect. But everybody's not the same. But when you have the right person in your life, you should be really lucky to know at the end of the day, not only are you able to co-parent, but you're able to raise that baby right. I don't mean no disrespect, and I may not make sense to the average person, and that's okay, because my content is not for everyone. It's not. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless to what man is threatening my life, or regardless to what woman is threatening my life. And I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone.
No, it's a train throw me, goddamn. I gotta go. Peace and respect, to the neighbors of the ones you many right on them, you like. Gotta go, neighbor, neighbor, on them, you like.
You know, gang stalking is real. You don't have to know somebody for them to hack your devices, your emails, your accounts, or your devices, or even gang stalk you. Someone could see you one time in the street. Someone could hear something from a little bird at the end of the day, and they just be watching this whole entire time. And never allow someone to paint you out to be mentally unstable at the end of the day. Because if you really want to protect them,
That's a crime, you jackass. It's a train throw for me.
or because you want to control the narrative of someone's life. And it's not right to try to blackmail somebody with their own documentations to plot a scene against them at the end of the day, just to try to ruin their reputation. You ain't the same. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and my content is not for everybody. Never allow a man or a woman to project fear in you and threaten your life and say that your voice does not matter. And I say that respectfully. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter and worthy. And yes, I am still healing from a hate crime.
No, it's a train throw for me.
And I'm far from a hater. And I do not live in fear, and I will never hurt myself. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, regardless to what subject it is, of a relationship, business-wise, or it doesn't matter. They respect you. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. With no misintentions. They're not sending you spell work. They're not sending you the evil lie. They don't have misintentions towards you. That maturity hits different. Coming from poverty and pain. Those verbs hits different. Hold on 1 second. We ain't the same. I didn't have to pretend to respect my neighbor. Thank you. No thank you. Thank you. No thank you. I ain't trying to bring harm towards my neighbor. Keep it pushing. You was a blessing. I hope you get to your destination safe and sound at the end of the day. But everybody doesn't do that in the world. But it continually goes round and round and round.
No, it's a train throw for me. I don't really know.
You know, when God sends the right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. Regardless if they came from poverty or pain or not at the end of the day, regardless if they had a single mother in the household or not, or if they was put into a system at the end of the day, and I don't mean no disrespect. Because you have individuals that went into a system or didn't have their mother and father, and they still know how to respect their neighbor with no misintentions. Everybody's not a bully. It's individuals that been through hardships in life, and they still have a beautiful heart. And they don't sit out here dibble and dabble with sport. Yes, we do live in the spiritual world. They don't sit there and energy harvest off their neighbor's energy. We are all not the same. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you, and they don't have jealousy or hate and envy within them when it comes to you. And it's both reciprocated. Respect is a two-way street. And they damn sure not playing with sport. And I mean no disrespect when it comes to my French.
I gotta go.
I'm Naya, genuine respect, and today's currently September 21st, 2025. When it comes to my creativity, regardless of trying to lie on me, whatever case may be, I work alone when it comes to my creativity. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. And I've been doing it since day one by myself when it comes to my creativity. Besides the help of my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God. And I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I do not hack people devices, gang store people, project the spell work towards people, or energy harvest of my neighbor's energy. And one thing I don't do, or that's just like being like, I got my own nonsense. And one thing I don't do is run from he say, she say. I could repeat anything I said that day. Hit the strength off of me. You know, individuals try to ruin your reputation, dig up your past, try to humiliate you, or try to blackmail you against you. Or because you took the leap of faith and chose yourself, took the leap of faith to say, you know what? I don't wanna stop growing. I don't wanna stop loving me. I found me to love me, not to let me go. I found me to love me when they didn't know how to love me and respect me. And when it comes to my creativity, I never gave nobody permission to use my creativity as their personal use. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I said respectfully. Individuals try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even energy harvest off your energy. And I never gave nobody permission to hack my accounts and try to pay me out to be mentally unstable at the end of the day when it comes to whatever platform I'm on. It's disgusting to see how individuals can be older than you or not at the end of the day just to try to think they're going to humble you or disrespect you or make you feel at the end of the day you're crazy, slow, and retarded at the end of the day because they're able to control a narrative just to blackmail you against you how this type of stuff actually happens. I'm far from a hater, and I say it respectfully. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child because of jealousy, hate, or envy. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. There are decent men and women that walk these streets every single day that know how to respect their neighbor. They're not projecting sport towards their neighbor, regardless if they came from poverty or pain or not. They're not sending their neighbor the evil eye. If they're not for somebody in the day, they keep it pushing. Take care. It's not that serious. Ain't nobody going back and forth with somebody in the day. Like people would try to antagonize you to get you out of character, just to get you to be in the mindset at the end of the day, looking like a crash out. But when real comes into your life at the end of the day, thank you, no thank you. We may not pray the same, but I'm far from a hater. Regardless of my sexual orientation at the end of the day, I know how to respect my neighbor. My content is not for everyone. I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman is projecting sport towards me or what man or woman is gang stalking me. I would never hurt myself or whoever's trying to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, or even energy harvest off my energy. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. No, even shade on me. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater. What about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater. What about you? Stop the violence in the community. Stop the violence in the community. Now I gotta go. Peace and respect, your neighbor. Stop the blind. You better wear damn your life. Always be yourself. Protect your energy, protecting your family. Stay out of trouble. You matter and you're worthy. When God sends directly into your life, regardless of where they are in a spiritual journey or their healing journey, they not sending you negative energy. They not projecting spirit towards you. They don't got hate and jealousy and envy within them. They know how to respect you. And they was far from pretending when they got to know you. No, I gotta go. Thank you for your time. I'm Nigel Spot.